Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's going on?
My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
And we are La Lita Loca, and it's Cruise Day Night Live!
Yes, it's Cruise Day Night Live.
Cruise Day Night Live on Cruise Week.
It is Cruise Week.
Are you excited? I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm so excited.
We're only 4 days out.
4 days away from our next cruise on the Caribbean Princess. Mm-hmm. We're going back to where it all began with Princess. Jenny's return to the Caribbean Princess. Are you looking forward to eating at Steamas?
Yeah. Is it called Steamas? Yeah.
Planks and Steamas.
Yeah.
Planks.
Steamas was so good.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We don't have really much planned to talk about, so I hope to spend a lot of time answering your questions. If you have a question, type the word question in front of it. And as I look over to the chat, I'll just be picking out some questions. We probably won't answer every question. We apologize in advance, but we're dang excited to have you here tonight. And we're happy to spend an hour doing what we can do for you. But if you could do one thing for us, it would be great. We would love it if you could hit the like button so that YouTube knows that there's a hot fire Cruise Day Night Live show going on.
That's right.
Hot fire. Can you say hot fire?
Hot fire.
Hot fire.
Hot fire.
Hot fire. Big shout out to the man, I'm having trouble with my voice these days. Big shout out to the Blue Crew. They're in here keeping the chaos under control.
That's right.
They're bringing tranquility to chaos. All right, so what's going on, everybody? I'm over here looking over here at the thing. I saw a question. Somebody said, "What do we think about the food in the MDR on the Carnival celebration?"
I thought it was great.
You liked it?
Yeah, I mean, like, they had nice, well, it was the new menu.
New menu.
And they had nice choices of what to eat. I don't think that we had a bad meal. I don't think I had a bad meal.
It's been, let's see how long it's been.
I can't really remember now.
That's what I was going to say. Let me frame it up. It's been 23 days, Jenny, since our last meal on the...
Well, I can't remember.
Is there any dish that stands out to you from that week-long dealio?
No, that's what is sad.
Okay.
Like, but
so it's
which is
it's
good, though,
forgettable.
It wasn't so bad that I remember it. And it wasn't so great that I remember it.
I know I had the chicken parm one night. That was pretty good. And then there was one night where there was a spare rib and filet combo.
Did I take pictures of my food?
You probably took pictures of your food. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Question from Emily Zern. Yeah, so I am going to make a video. I did capture all the menus, all the new menus, and I do have pictures of all my food. So hopefully... I'm trying to figure out what my strategy is for content for next week. I would really love to take a few days off and just enjoy that cruise. I'm pretty exhausted. I don't know what the run is, how many days in a row I've been making videos, but I'm a little tired. But it's been a good November, and so I wanted to make sure I had to show up every day, and I guess I have 2 more days to complete my November run, but I would love to take a whole week off. So if I can make a couple extra shows before we leave, which I say that every time, but it never happens. But I do want to get this food video up. And I reorganized some of the main page, made some new playlist. So on the main page of La Lita Loca, I've categorized it as cruise news, cruise ship tours, cruise food reviews, and something else. So maybe most popular videos. So if you guys are trying to get caught up, I've got those organized out there for you.
So I want to go back to the celebration food.
Yeah, does something stick out?
Well, I did take some pictures of things, but I only took pictures of it because I was like, wow, that's different. Wow, that doesn't look that great. So I always get shrimp cocktail, and the shrimp cocktail they were little tiny things,
Little tiny.
they were still good, and then. Their cheese plate doesn't come with fruit anymore. Like with the grapes or the you remember the dried apricot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the only things that I took pictures of that I must have said, oh, I have to remember this. So someone questioned us why we ate in the celebration MDR every evening.
Yeah.
Because there is such great inclusive options besides the MDR.
Yeah.
Well, it was our, annual group cruise.
That's what we do on a group cruise, yeah. So we try to be in the main dining room every night so that we can see folks. But when we were on the celebration the year before, we didn't eat in the main dining room very much. We did the chibang and the cucina.
I don't think we ate in there once, actually.
No. But yeah, on the group cruise, that's what we do. We're in there on the group cruise. Let's see. Question from Judy Carter, looking for a ship with a lazy river, asking for a friend. I don't know of a cruise ship that has a lazy river. There's a couple Disney ships that have like an aqua coaster, but I don't think anybody's got a lazy river.
Well, what's the New Royal? Don't they have something like
Icon?
that?
I don't think they have a lazy river. Maybe. Anybody know Icon have a lazy river?
I don't know if it has a lazy river, but I kind of think that there's something.
Some sort of floaty thing. Scott Lara, do you believe cruise lines are getting the message that cuts are getting too bad? I doubt it. I mean, I still believe, because the demand for cruising is continuing to rise and they're continuing to sell out cruise ships at higher prices. And so I don't think they're getting any messages yet. It'll have to take the ships not being full for it to really make some sort of impact. So Kevin Brubaker, question, can we stack my casino offer with Julie's offer and the next cruise offer? Is that on Carnival? Do you know? I don't know.
Well, next cruise is probably, isn't that NCL?
NCL is normally, next cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Royal, actually. Also. One is cruise next, and they just, like, switched it around. I think you can. Because I know that you can, on Royal, you can, your loyalty, sometimes they give you the $100 off of a balcony. And then you can also, if you do back-to-back on Royal, this is just kind of like a thing out there. If you do back-to-back, make sure that they link it, because you do get a discount for that also.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Hero Bear with a question. Are you planning on going on Icon of the Seas? No. Wonder of the Seas, we have been. And Utopia of the Seas. No plan yet. I think out of Icon and Utopia, there's probably a greater likelihood that we would go on Utopia first. Right. But Icon I'm interested in, but I got to wait till it calms down a little bit, I think. Question from Quibs90. Will you be going on the Jubilee? If so, will you be doing a ship tour video, please? Yeah, we're going on the Jubilee on the 20th of January, and I will be doing a ship tour.
That's right.
Emily Zern, question, just booked our first Princess cruise on the new Sun Princess for 2025. Can you explain any differences in Princess than Royal and Celebrity? Done over 40 cruises, but never on Princess. Similar to Celebrity, except the way I describe it is Princess is like classical music, Celebrity is more like jazz, but it's going to be the same age demographic and the same level of chill. I think the big differentiator from Royal is it's got more family, so I feel like Royal's got more family, younger kids. You'll see some younger kids on Princess and Celebrity, but I don't think as much as on Royal. But yeah, I think I think you're going to get a little less family, a little less kids, and it's going to be a little different vibe than Celebrity, probably maybe even more laid back.
Well, and the Sun Princess, though, they are trying to reach out to that as well, because there's a lot of difference on the Sun Princess than the Princess cruise ships that are out now.
Yeah. Question from David James. Jenny, I have a 2025 cruise book / paid. When is it appropriate to buy cruise insurance considering illness or other issues prior?
Hey, David. Thanks for your question. So really, when you book a cruise, you have 14 days to book cruise insurance that is canceled for any reason. But, all of the insurance companies are different, so please just do your research on that, and you can get cruise insurance now. And I'm not quite sure. You have to look at their policies, so. It's a hard question, right? Because every insurance company is different, and I am not an insurance agent, so I don't like to kind of give that advice.
I think you hit the big rule of thumb, though. Like, if you want to cancel for any reason, it's got to be within the first couple weeks, and there is a time frame on pre-existing conditions.
Right.
But again, like you said, it depends on the insurance that you're getting. C7ZAOL question will be at Atlantis on Christmas Eve. What can we expect to find and do there? We're in our 50s. I've never spent any time in Atlantis, but I do know that they have an aquarium there, that they have a water park there, that they have a casino there. I'm assuming they would be decorated for Christmas. I don't know. You have to come back and tell us how it was, but yeah, I'm sure they'll have a good setup for you. Sean McCroskey with a question. How many cruise codes are there? How many do you know other than code black? Or was it brown? And hi, Jenny B. I don't know. Like I that is something I've wanted to research. Like I know there's a code alpha. I think I've seen articles with 5 or 10 different codes, but I don't have any of them committed to memory.
Right.
But yeah, I think it would. I'm like you. I'm curious, Sean. I'd be interested to know what they are. That's a good question. Cheryl Ryan with a question. What is your favorite drink on Royal Caribbean? I would say since Royal has Starbucks on board, mine would probably be just their cold brew or their iced coffee.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Their coffee is really good.
And they have Coke products there, I believe.
And they have the Coke machines, so you could do the old mixers. They also have those Coke machines. They have the flavored water Dasani, which I love. So
I think probably Coke Zero, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ronald Walker, what's the best non-excursion thing in Cozumel to do with kids? I would go to one of the beach clubs. We're big fans of Paradise Beach Club, but we've been to Sancho's Paradise Beach Club. It depends what cruise port that you get off of. Also, like some people enjoy going to Mega, which is like their big supermarket there. So I could see going and like giving the kids a little bit of a budget and them picking out some interesting stuff at a Mexican kind of mega store. But yeah, like if you want a nice day where there's a beach and a pool and stuff like that, I would go to one of the beach clubs, which is a non-excursion thing. You take a taxi over there, probably like $20 for 4 people, and then those usually cost what, like $50 or $60 a person or something.
Yeah.
For all inclusive, all the food, and the kid. I don't know. They'd probably have a cheaper price for the kids.
Thanks, Gary, about the Icon. There's no lazy river on Icon. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen one. But it would be interesting actually.
Yeah.
Question: what do you think about the Prima? My first time solo from Jamie McElhaney. What do you think of Prima?
So, I liked the Prima, but I did not like the venue location, right? Like they were, and I know they did it for a reason, but it was very small.
Yeah.
Like in the arena, like remember we couldn't get into that music
Sid
hall.
Norman, yeah.
Even the comedy club was super small. That's where we had our meetup.
Yes.
On the first day.
So we talked to, I think maybe the hotel manager or something there, and he was saying that was by design, that they wanted the Prima to feel like a spa with small exclusive areas. The only problem was the stuff that was really popular, they only had seating for like 70 to 100 people on a ship that had more than 2,000 people on it. So that was a challenge. If you wanted to go see the cool stuff, you either had to get in line early. Very modern aesthetic. I like the way that cruise ship looked. But when it came to being able to go to all of the functions, it was a bit of a challenge.
And their food choices were wonderful as well.
Good food, yeah. I was renaming some stuff for the website, and I just came across my NCL Indulge Food Hall.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Good.
Question: have you ever had dinner at the Coastal Kitchen? Cheryl Ryan, I haven't. We haven't done that. Coastal Kitchen?
No.
Never done that. Sharon and C is here. What's up, our friends? How you guys doing?
What's going on, you two?
Let's see. Oh, everything just jumped. Question from Scott McNeil. David Page is a crew member on Viva and wants to know when you guys are going and wants behind the scenes tour. Let him know. I'd like to go on Viva. That same guy that we were talking about, I think, became the hotel manager on Viva. Yeah. I don't know. Like everything's a little bit up in the air because of my thyroid. I go on the 15th to talk to the surgical team, and we hope to figure out when I can get this surgery because I'm hesitant to plan anything. We do have some stuff though on the books. We're going to Texas in January, hoping to go to Austin a little bit before our cruise on the Jubilee on the 20th, and then we have a cruise on a Princess ship after that. And then we don't have much in February, and then we've got a pretty big March into April where we're going to go from Fort Lauderdale to Barcelona and then Barcelona back and try to do a cruise in between. But other than that, we don't really have anything planned for next year. We don't have our Alaska on the books yet. We don't really... So we're just waiting and seeing. So there's a lot of great ships I'd like to get on. I'm trying to figure out if we can fit in maybe a seashore in December, but we're still trying to figure that out. But yeah. Question from Mayor Bayer. Is it worth to be loyal to a particular cruise line? We cruise at least a couple times a year, but choose times and ports. Going on the Ascent Sunday, How do you feel about cruise loyalty, Jenny?
It's funny because I actually was thinking about that today. I feel like you should have a variety, right? Like once you become, a level that you want on a certain cruise line, I think then you have to play the field. I think you really have to go, and maybe it was because of MSC. We were talking about MSC today, and I was like, a lot of people just won't experience MSC because everybody, talks a little poorly about it. But it's like, go experience it for yourself. Really just see what cruise line, something that may have fit your personality in your 20s doesn't really fit your personality in your 30s and 40s or 50s. So, maybe each cruise line can be for like different decades.
The wild thing to me is early in those loyalty levels, the perks that you're getting aren't that valuable. So, you're saying, okay, I'm going to get a free bottle of water if I've cruised with somebody for 10 days or something like that. And it's like a $4 bottle of water or something.
Right.
So it's like, am I really going to lock in my decision based on that? But I do think loyalty is good. And once you get into the higher levels, like on Royal now, we get 4 free drinks a day. Right. On Carnival now, we get laundry. Mm-hmm. So there's some nice perks once you get up there. But I think, like, if I'm a brand new cruiser, I would do it basically the same way that we did it. I would try a bunch of different stuff and then figure out what I like and then lock in on it. For us, we won't really lock in because we want to make sure that we can talk about all the different cruise lines and what's going on. But if that wasn't the case, I would probably sample 3 or 4. I'd go to the major lines. I'd go to some of the tier 2 lines, like the Princess, Celebrity, that kind of stuff. And then I would lock in after that. But yeah, it's tough because, if you're only cruising once a year or something like that, it'd take a few years to kind of try all that. But still, yeah. Michelle Stevenson with a question. Taking hubby on his first cruise ever in March, what should he keep in mind? That's tough. It depends how your husband is. I don't know what excites him, what doesn't excite him. But, just the basic stuff. Make sure that you show him how to figure out what's going on the cruise ship on a daily basis. Challenge him to pick 1 or 2 things that he would like to do, but don't force him to keep to those decisions. But just, I think that's the biggest challenge a lot of times with new cruisers. You're either over-planned or under-planned, when you really need to have that sweet spot of where you know what's going on, but you don't have to go to everything because you don't want to miss out on anything, but you don't want to have to try to do everything. So I think you got to find the sweet spot. So I would challenge your husband to understand some stuff that he'd want to do, and then try to do that. But it's that cruise life. Just have him chill. Adventurous Murphy's question: what is your favorite cruise port, Jenny B?
Probably Port Canaveral because we can get there. We don't have to, we can leave that morning to get over there.
Yeah, I like that. What's your favorite place that you've ever been to? Do you have a favorite destination?
Probably San Juan, St. Martin. Alaska, probably. Well, let me read. Alaska's my favorite.
Yeah, this port's in Alaska. Alex Nut Casio, be honest, do you pay for these cruises or are they comped? Very rarely have we been comped to cruise.
Have we been comped to cruise?
Holland paid for my New Zealand cruise. Anything that anybody's ever paid for, I've mentioned that, but it's few and far between. For us, I would rather pay for our own stuff so that we can say whatever we want. The only, I don't like the comp. The challenge with the comp cruise is they want you to make this kind of video or they want you to do this kind of thing.
And we like to do what we want.
I'm pretty much unstructured. I like to make what I like to make, and I don't like somebody to tell me what to make. So for me, I would rather pay for my own stuff and do what I want. So, but when Holland said, "Hey, do you want to go to New Zealand?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to go to New Zealand," but I feel like I probably spent more money on that cruise than anything because I paid for the upgraded flight and we stayed in Sydney for a few days. So,
right.
It's so we're running a small business here, so we spend money to go do these things so that we can make content, and it's just one of those things. It's a great life that we have, but it's not a free life. So,
right.
you gotta be savvy. Question from Dan Young: what is your take on bringing a young child/infant on a cruise? My wife and I are expecting, and we love cruising. So we got into cruising when all of our kids were basically out of the house. I'm funny, like, and maybe it sounds wrong. Like, I'm happy to take my kids on vacation, but I'm a little selfish when it comes to cruising. Like, I like cruising, and sometimes even when I got Jenny and my adult daughters and my mom on board, I find myself more worried about them than enjoying the cruise. And I don't like that aspect of it. So I like it when, I like it when it's Jenny and I and we're just worried about each other. So I wouldn't be, me personally, I wouldn't be that keen on taking my little kids on a cruise, but I know that there's families like Sharon at Sea. They've been taking, Matthew on a cruise forever, and they have this great history and a great bond over cruising. But I don't think I'm wired like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I know, like, when my mom goes on the cruises with us, like, it's something that I'm always kind of concerned about. Like, is she okay? Does she have food? But, yeah, no. Yeah. I like to just worry about you. Yeah. What are you doing? You getting me coffee?
Michael Wagner, what's going on, buddy? Question, besides the next one, what future cruise are you both looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Jubilee. I'm looking forward to the Transatlantics in April. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I had such a blast in Europe this year. I can't wait to go see Spain, and hopefully we can stick a med cruise in we have 10 days between cruises, so I think we're gonna see if we can book a Costa cruise. So it'd be interesting to do that Italian cruise line and go around the Mediterranean and pick up all those countries. I'm very excited about that, and then of course I'm excited to go to Texas and go on the Jubilee. So that's a good question. Let's see. Question from Cruise Crazed Fan. Did you see Princess are boycotting Melbourne because their tax fees have been raised way too high above Sydney and Brisbane? I haven't seen that. So, yeah, that's wild. Is that breaking news? I'll have to try to look for that tomorrow. Terry with a question for Jenny. What is the best time to book air for your cruise? How far in advance of your cruise for the best price?
So, Terry, sometimes if you want to book through the cruise lines, you can lock in that rate now, and it's a weird number, like 334 days before, and as soon as they let out your air flights, you should be booking and researching, absolutely. Bill Cruz Solo, hello. Nice to see you here.
What's going on, Bill? Question from Mario. Is taking a Carnival older ship in Alaska worth it? We were taking the Miracle out of San Fran in June. Thoughts? We went on what? The Splendor?
We went on the Spirit. It was a little older, but you know what? Alaska is not about the cruise ship. It's about the ports. Yeah. So, I mean, I think either way, it's the same ship.
Yeah, I think the thing that makes Alaska is, from a ship perspective, is if you have a good naturalist on board. And they had a great naturalist on board. She was very interesting. I think, so we've gone Princess, we've gone Norwegian, we've gone Carnival. We still haven't tried like Holland or Royal. So I'd like to try those other ships, but I found each of my Alaskan adventures unique in their own way, but all good. So Alaska might be like the old pizza joke. When it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it's still pretty good. So yeah, I think you'll have a great time.
Yeah, and I mean, like NCL, like they had the observation deck, which was really beautiful, when you're going through. But other than that, I mean, like you get the same view on your balcony. And I mean, really... there's certain places, like if we go to Cozumel, 15 times, you're more like, oh, let's just make sure we're on a really nice ship or a new ship, but like in Alaska, it's really about Alaska.
Nautical Nurse Nancy, do you participate in special Christmas-themed events when on a cruise in December? We've cruised in December, so we cruised on Princess last year. We've cruised on Royal in December. Other than like the decorations, I don't really remember any events.
No, I mean like
don't they do the meals or something?
Well, last year on Princess they had like the lighting of the Christmas trees. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean we do that kind of stuff. But this year we'll be there for the first night of Hanukkah. Yeah. Which I'm kind of interested to see because Princess really does a nice.
Do they like the menorah and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
First Sergeant Richard, thank you so kindly for the super chat. coming in with the proclamation, #1 fan. We appreciate you as
Thank
always.
you. Absolutely.
First Sergeant Richard, thank you for the super chat. Super chat, hey. Yow. Yow.
Dave and Brandy, what's going on, you two?
Question, what ship are you taking on your transatlantic trip? Big guy. Celebrity over.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Transatlantic, Fort Lauderdale to Barcelona, Celebrity.
Yeah, so we leave on the Celebrity Constellation at the end of March from Tampa, goes over to Barcelona, and then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to be doing in the middle there.
Yeah.
And then the Carnival Glory leaves from Barcelona and will drop us off in Port Canaveral.
Very nice.
Yeah, and
hey,
that one's April.
We're almost halfway through the show. We've got about 500 thumbs up, 1,000 people. If you could take a second and pop out of the chat and hit the thumbs up so YouTube knows that we got something going on, I would appreciate it. Pearl Heart Disciple, have we ever been to Greenland? Not yet. Definitely would like to go to Greenland. Greenland. So we answered that one. Question, excited about our, this is from Beverly Judica. Excited about our celebrity cruise in a couple of weeks. Have you ever spent a day at a resort in Tortola or St. Kitts? We couldn't find an excursion that would keep us out for the whole day. We've never done a resort in Tortola or St. Kitts.
I don't think we've ever been there.
I feel like we've been to Tortola, but I don't know if we've been to
Tortola, I think we have, but not
Yeah.
St. Kitts.
We don't do much in the Caribbean. I'm not much on the sun unless it's someplace like the Paradise Beach Club or, yeah, like I don't.
That you know that we'll have like
Yeah.
an umbrella over
A big,
us.
yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Question: what's the most amount of future cruise days you have had booked on a cruise? Future cruise days.
So maybe like how many cruises we've had booked before?
At one time? I don't know. Like, there was a time where we had, right when cruising restarted, we had a bunch of stuff booked.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, if you count what we have on the transatlantics, which are 13 or 14-day cruises, and then you count the 2 weeks in Texas, we probably have 50 days on the books right now, if you count this upcoming week. Big guy, thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Question, Dave said, is it pronounced Donair or Donair? I think it's, the Canadians say it's Donair, but I'm not sure. Let's see, Tess says, what's up? Man, was that spider story like freaky gross? What's going on, Tess? The heiress of the almond milk fortune is here tonight with us, Tess Halman.
Yeah, and Tess, thanks for saying it's on Tony,
Ugh.
It's on Tony's toe. It's nasty.
Baby spider done got in ya. Question, do you see the big three fleets moving toward 100% mega ships in the near future? Donald Brent, I don't think so. I think that they know that, so they're going for efficiencies, right? Efficiencies of scale. And one of the appeals of the mega ship is that, they can invest in one ship, fill it up with a lot of people and make a lot of money. But I think they also know that each of their fleets need these smaller, older ships. Not everybody's going to shell out $10,000 to go on the Icon. They still need ships where they can have people sail for $1,000 or $800. And so I don't see it happening. I do see them rolling out older ships when, it doesn't make sense, where it costs more maintenance, that kind of thing. But I think there'll always be a variety of sizes.
That's a good question from right there.
The expensive Alaska?
Yeah.
Rosalind Barreto booked expensive Alaska trip, then life hit us and the money dried up. Is it worry it's going to Alaska with a little for excursions?
So excursions are very expensive in Alaska, but there is so many wonderful things to do there that you can walk around those little ports and, like the totems, like they have the national park, a lot of national park areas that you can.
Juneau is very walkable, and then like you can go to Mendenhall Glacier and spend most of your day. And I think there's like a $4 or $5 city bus that will take you out to Mendenhall. So pretty cheaply, you can get to Mendenhall, walk out to the falls, go to the free visitor center, that kind of stuff. Then when you go on to Skagway, that's like a whole old gold mining town that you can walk the streets of that. And, they got fry bread and, you can do that fairly reasonably without having to buy an expensive excursion. And then the same way in Ketchikan, there's just tons of stuff that you can walk around and do. So I definitely get the fact, like if you want to go whale watching or go hunting for bears or something like that, do stuff through the cruise ship, very expensive. But I think you can do Alaska fairly inexpensively and still see a lot. So, much of the Alaska cruise is once you're on the ship and just being able to look out and see yourself going through the inner passage and see all that kind of stuff. So
it's really beautiful.
It's amazing. Let's talk about some of these super chats. Sean Barton, thank you so much for the super chat. Team Barton is cold. It's 48 degrees here. I'm sure it's colder in Chicago, but 48 is pretty cold. Like when you're used to living in the 80s and 90s, it gets, your temperature drops 40 degrees. It's like, wow, it's pretty cold.
Bone chilling.
Team Barton is cold. This is unacceptable, and we have 39 more days before the next cruise. What is your favorite RCT non-traditionally Thanksgiving food? I don't know what RCT, but non-traditionally Thanksgiving food. So we had ham and turkey. So Danielle made stuffed mushrooms. I don't know that that's a normal Thanksgiving food for people. It's pretty normal for us, but that was good. What was your favorite thing that you ate this Thanksgiving?
Of course, I love my cranberries and mandarin oranges.
Yeah.
That marshmallow stuff.
Yeah, like ambrosia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Redneck Lover, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sean, for the super chat. 3 cruises next year, 2 on the Elation, 1 on the Valor. 2025 is my St. Thomas and San Juan adventure. Which Carnival ship will Jenny find for me? Do you have anything in mind?
Well, I sent it over already, Bob. No, I sent it to myself, so I didn't send it over to you yet. I want to think that it's just the Magic that I was able to find something on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Chad Christensen, thank you so much for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Question from Colonel Foe. How many days before or after your Jubilee cruise are you planning to hang out in Texas if you're around San Antonio during my days off? I'd like to show you around. Colonel Foe, we're not going to San Antonio. We are going to go to Austin for a few days, but there'll be another time where we go. My brother lives in San Antonio now, so at some point, love to get over there and hang out and go to the River Walk. Question about January. What date are we on the Jubilee test? We are on the 20th of January. Mm-hmm. And Rob Milanowski, where did I get my glasses? They're pretty awesome. I really like them. So I get all my glasses from Zenni.com, Zenni, not sponsored, maybe should be. But if you have your prescription, you can go in there and put your prescription in. And I think these glasses, they change color. I think I have a little bifocal in them. I think it was $110 for frames and lenses all in, which I feel like is a good price. Oh, the whole thing just jumped. We're at the bottom. Kathy, question, are cruise ships still stopping in Maui, or are they going to another port? Have a cruise coming up and was wondering if the itinerary will change. I feel like they've started to go back to Maui. I don't 100% know for sure, but I feel like I covered some sort of news a few weeks ago that maybe they are, but I don't know. You might have to check your cruise company. Question from Latina Walker, going on our first cruise in May on Independence of the Seas. Which specialty dining would you say is a must? I've never been on Independence. We've never been on Independence. But if they have like Azumi, I'm not sure if they have all the same restaurants as the bigger ships, but you can't go wrong with the chops. If they have a chops there, the steakhouse, and Azumi sushi, some of my favorite on Royal.
I would agree.
On Royal. DHL, have you done a Texas barbecue tour? We have not, no. Mm-hmm. We only went to Texas. Well, we went one time to Dallas to visit Jenny's brother, and we did have barbecue there at Buc-ee's, and we went to one of the world's largest casinos in Oklahoma, and then we did go to Galveston, and we ate at a barbecue place in Galveston, but no tour.
And I hate to admit it, but I am not the hugest barbecue fan.
I got to be in a mood for it. Yeah. Let's see. Redneck Lover, how so many people pack for a January cruise out of Jacksonville? I'm not sure what that... Just the same way. Depends where you're going. You just want to pack for wherever you're going. Pearl Heart Disciple, what about Jamaica? We have a stop in Montego Bay. We don't have any excursions planned for this trip. And my goal is to get some film of the Caribbean Princess because I didn't get much of it when I went to Canada. But I don't know, these ports, so it's we're going to Harvest Key. Is that what it's called for? Or what's the private island we're going to? Let me look. Hold on a second. hold on, wait a minute. Put a little love in it. We're going to Princess Key. And then, so, I don't know. There's no pool there. I don't know if I'll get off the ship. Montego Bay, Grand Cayman. I do like taking a tender ride. I might go to Grand Cayman. Cozumel. This could be a whole lot of staying on the ship. Too hot. Too hot in the Caribbean.
Well, I'm excited to be a little warmer, though.
Wanda Cruising for Food is here. My brother is here. Welcome back from your cruise. It looked like you guys had a great time. Let's see. I was looking for questions.
Someone had said hello to me, and I want to go back. I don't know where it is now.
I know the whole
But
thing
they were like, oh, hello, Jenny B, knowing who you are. Is that because I don't like barbecue?
That's right. Portside barbecue is delicious on, Azumi hibachi. I'm a little hibachied out. Like, I don't know. You know,
So growing up, like our son Greg, like that's what we let them choose where they wanted to go every year for, and it just was every year, it was that. And then when we moved here, back here, everybody just loves to go to Fujiyami's. So
yeah.
I just I don't know.
What's going on, Eddie Lugo? Monica Stevens, question: when you're in Tokyo, did you go to the Team Labs Museum? I will be there on a 12-night cruise on the Millennium, August 2024. Any suggestions? So, when I was in Tokyo, we went to the temple, and I can't remember the name of it there. That was the one thing. We did two things. We did something during the day. I don't know. It was great, whatever it was. We went to the temple, which had the temple, and it had all these shops, and we went to a sushi restaurant. I think anything you get into is going to be great. I'm kind of jealous that you're going there and going to get to see vending machines. But yeah, that's just enjoy it. I would try to find. So the challenge for us, for Don and I, is that we were only 100 Westerners on a cruise that was primarily mainland Chinese folks. And so most of the excursions were in Mandarin and kind of like focused on the Chinese people that were cruising. So we didn't have a lot of great excursion options. So I'm not sure who you're cruising with, but try to find some good excursions.
Yeah, Chris, I knew that you would love New York. I'm sorry that you never wanted to come with us. So good for you that you finally got there.
Let's see. Macrina. I think that's how you say your name. Macrina Elizabeth Holder. Have you been to the Mexican ports of Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, or Cabo? Must do in either port.
Yeah, we've been to all three.
Yeah. So Puerto Vallarta, they have this boardwalk. It's called the Malecón. A lot of cool sculpture down there. They have the same thing that they have at Costa Maya, where the guys do the aerial act. I would definitely go there. You can take a cab down there. And then in Cabo, I don't know how you get there. I was on an excursion, but part of the excursion took me to a little glass blowing studio. It was amazing. So I would try that.
Margot, how dare you bring your Alaska weather to Tampa Bay? She's in Tampa this week.
Margot says, what are your thoughts and feelings on the MSC Lego ships? Will you be collecting? I have one. I don't know that they're different. I've slowed down on collecting Lego a little bit, so I doubt that I'll be picking up the Lego. I've slowed down on gambling and collecting Lego, so I've got new vices that, you know. So.
And Margot, thanks for asking if Tony did want you to pick one up.
That was very kind.
It was very nice of you.
Pretty Georgia lady. What's going on? I like that name. Question on the transatlantic. How long does it take for your body to adjust time zones? Is eastbound or westbound easier? I've only done it the one way where I guess I was going east. It was pretty easy because you're just adjusting an hour or two a day. The jet lag comes when you immediately fly back home. But I think either way on the transatlantic is probably pretty easy. But yeah, it was just an hour a day, and I adjusted to it pretty well. Greg Babstock with a question. Best hotel/option for a couple days at Disneyland before cruising out of Long Beach. We stayed at a Residence Inn near Long Beach. That's the only hotel I know, so I don't know what's close to Disneyland. One time when I was in high school, it almost sounds like one time when I was at band camp. In 1988, I went to Anaheim, and we stayed near a strawberry field at a motel close to Disneyland, but I have no idea what it was called. So that's a worthless story. But I'm just saying there's probably hotels around there. So, but I don't know. Anybody in the Los Angeles area, do you know good accommodations near Disneyland? Can you help somebody out in the comments? Jim B, what are your thoughts on MSC Explorers? It's like the whole ship is a yacht club. Do you have a desire to go on the new MSC luxury stuff?
I do. I think it looks really exciting. Yeah.
I've seen the ship up close in person on that Canada trip, and I would like to go on it. Mm-hmm. The answer would be yes, I would like to go on it.
Hi, Eddie. How are you? Hope you and Alice are doing well.
Yeah. Let's see.
I do want to try the MSC Yacht Club, though.
Nora Lynn, question. I know you said you don't cruise with kids, but do you have any information on Adventure Ocean? They have 3-hour increments, but if I have a 5-hour excursion, can we drop them off in advance? Drop them off, thanks in advance. I'm not sure, Nora. So does anybody know how that works? If you have a long excursion, will they watch the kids for you? Question from Marie, would you go back to cruise Australia and New Zealand again? I would, for sure. I'd love to get Jenny over there. Of course, I didn't get to go to the northern part of New Zealand, so I would like to do that. And then I didn't do any cruising in Australia. The only spot I went to in Australia was Sydney, which I thought was a cool town, but I would love to see the other spots in Australia. So, yes, at some point, I would love to get back over there. Let's see.
That's good to know. So Gob Smack said, all the major chains are right outside Disneyland. If no rental car.
Richard Carlson, do you have a pre-cruise hotel suggestion for Fort Lauderdale? Certainly. We love this place called the Hyatt Place. It's over in Dania Beach, and it's a Hyatt Place, and then the Hyatt House. We say it the place, though, right? Mm-hmm. Hyatt Place, Hyatt House are right next to each other. It's really close to a Panda Express, which I love Panda Express. But then right behind the hotel is a whole like food and shopping area. So you can definitely go there, get a good meal. I like staying on the Dania Beach side of Fort Lauderdale. So you can stay kind of on the marina side, or you can stay on the Dania Beach. I feel like the Dania Beach is a little less expensive, but they both feed into the port the same way. So that's my recommendation for Fort Lauderdale.
Hello, Ashley. Thanks. I'm glad that you are here. It's our first live, so it's nice to see you.
Question, does Jenny B have a Facebook page for a travel agency? Yeah, Lalita Loca Travel. So you post a lot of stuff over there. Mm-hmm. Lots of stuff.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Slinky's got it up there. Good job.
Thank you, Slinky.
Thank you, Slinky. Mike and Sonia, thank you for the super chat. What's the best European cruise line? Sonia also requests that you'll sing with Cruising Hands Livin' La Vida Loca. Man, my voice is kind of shot, and I don't know if it has anything to do with my thyroid, so here's some Cruising Hands for you. Thank you for the super chat. Cruising. Best European cruise line. We haven't really sampled them. We may go on Costa, but like if you go to...
The number one over there is MSC.
MSC worldwide, right? But if you go to the UK and you can get on like P&O, that kind of thing, mm-hmm. And then like Germany, there's like this TUI cruises, Marella,
right?
Some of those, Costa, but yeah, I think you're right. Like almost every country, like I just covered that story the other day where South Africa has just opened up a brand new terminal for MSC, so they're really getting it done. Let's see.
Any suggestion? I can't remember where we stayed in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But
there was a good restaurant there.
There was a good restaurant right on the river. I'll have to look back and get back to you, Bob.
A question from Wendy Williams regarding the Blarney Stone. After seeing the stairs you went up to kiss the Blarney Stone, would you visit the castle grounds again, skipping those treacherous stairs the next time? I would probably visit the castle grounds, but if I'd never been there before, I would climb the stairs and kiss the Blarney Stone. So, yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. Action Owl's Awesome Adventure. Question on Princess. The bidding on the room upgrade, best to wait to the last minute. What do you think about the bidding on the rooms?
I think that you just do it whenever you do. I don't know how it works with the cruise lines, how they choose. I just think whenever you get the email to do it and you want to do it, do it.
Question from Dave Goes Places. any experience with Windstar ships that are not the 4 masters, but are the motor vessels? I booked one, but I did miss the real cool thing about that line by line doing so. We've never messed with Windstar at all, the sailing vessels or the motor vessels, but yeah, you have to let us know how that went. But we've never done that.
Real Sweet Tea has a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Virgin Voyages? That's the first part of the question. And then the second part is, would you do it again with me?
Yes. Yes and yes. I really liked Virgin Voyages. I think Jenny B would like Virgin Voyages. And we just have so many things to do, honestly. But we need to get on Virgin. We need to get back on MSC. I don't think I've cruised Royal in a while. So there's just more things to do than time to do it, I think.
Yes.
Question from Snoobaslack. We're leaving September the 14th on Mardi Gras. Any tips on flying in from Charlotte to Port Canaveral? We've always driven, and of course we drive over to Port Canaveral. I would just make sure that you've got like your. I know that there's shuttles that go from the airport to Port Canaveral. You could do it a couple ways. I don't know if you're coming in a couple days early. You could stay near the airport in Orlando, do some Orlando things. But the other kind of neat thing that you could do is even if your flight's not coming into the airport the day of your cruise, say you come in 2 days early, you could still book the airport transfer. You just got to show back up at baggage claim with your stuff on the day and get on that shuttle. So I would just say make sure that you go ahead and plan now for your shuttle arrangements from Orlando to Port Canaveral, and then you should be fine.
Well, hello, Terry and Jean. Nice to see you guys.
April, thank you so much for the super sticker. Super sticker. Question, your thoughts on Celestial Cruise Line? Seems like they are making a push for mainstream. I think Celestial is primarily, isn't Celestial the Greek cruise line? I think they're trying to make I think they're predominantly over in the Med. I know they just bought that AIDA ship. So, yeah, I think that falls under those European cruise lines, and especially if you're in Greece. Now, I don't know if you're talking about Crystal. Crystal's certainly going to start cruising again from Florida. That's the cruise line who went bankrupt, and then the brand was bought and kind of resurrected from the ashes. They're getting ready to make a big splash, but they've got 3 ships, and that's getting ready to happen. Question from Macrina. Has anyone stayed on the Queen Mary when cruising out of Long Beach? Thoughts on her? When we were there, she was closed still. But our friend Ian, I think, just stayed there. And apparently it's haunted. And they also have wolf spiders that'll put babies in your toes.
Oh, come on,
Anthony. That was gross.
It's gross.
That was gross. Kay Hathaway, going on the Carnival Venezia next Thanksgiving. Have you been on her? And do you know any good inexpensive hotels near the Manhattan cruise port? Never been on the Venezia, but I did stay at the Fairfield Inn a couple blocks up from the Manhattan cruise terminal. And I feel like it was under $200 for the night before the cruise. So check out the Fairfield. I think it's probably called Fairfield Broadway or Fairfield. I don't know, but look for the Fairfield that's a couple blocks up from the Intrepid and the cruise port. It wasn't bad at all. The Hooded Madam, thank you so kindly for the super sticker. Super sticker.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you. My eyes are going blurry.
I know, I'm just sitting back here like,
We're gonna have to increase the font on this.
We might.
On this thing.
Well, it's funny because my font is already bigger on the phone. So when the kids look at my phone, they're like, Ma, really?
Crazy Cat Traveler, what's going on? How hard is it to get to Miami if flying to Fort Lauderdale? Is it worth the savings in airfare?
Yes.
You can Uber pretty easy.
It's only about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There's also that $5 train if you're, want to venture and do that. Yeah. But it's very simple with the Uber and or the train.
You could do it.
Can you plug that in for a little bit?
Yeah. I don't think I have any. I don't think it's pluggable.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it then. Thank you, though.
So I'm going to plug this in, but it's not plugged in anything. So.
Well, it's not going to help my phone.
I might be able to plug it.
No, it's fine. I'll plug it in.
You're at 50%. Why are you trying to get charged up over here?
It's at 52%, right?
Yeah.
And but when you see your battery not fully charged,
scares you.
It does.
I let mine go all the way to the bottom. Baby spiders in your baby toe. What $5 train? It's not the Bright Line, but I think it's like an express or something.
Yeah, I'll look.
Jenny will look it up.
First, I gotta put on the readers.
Jim B, reasonably priced hotel in Canaveral. We've stayed at Resort at the Port. That's the Radisson. We've also stayed at the Country Inn and Suites. I think those are the two hotels we've stayed at. I think we've stayed more at the Country Inn and Suites. I don't know what the prices are, but I think they're comparable to each other. So, Bubbles and Biscuits. Have I seen the email about the internet? I'm not sure if I have.
It is the Bright Line.
Bright Line, okay. Tess, do not send me a spider for Christmas. Monica, Japan again. Yokohama recommendations for hotels. I don't know. We just stopped there with the cruise, so I have no idea. But Yokohama is the port that you go to get to Japan. So,
thank you, Tess. And don't send us a spider for Christmas.
I was pretty much a baby international traveler when I went to Asia. That's the first time I'd gone off the continent, so it's all a little bit of a blur to me.
It was pretty amazing.
It was pretty amazing, yeah.
Like, I missed the heck out of you, but like, it was a really weird time because it was the first time that we were it was really kind of the first time that we're actually away from each other.
Yeah.
And then you were so far away.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, it's, yeah.
John said, whatever happened to Larry Localucha? He quit. He got mad. No. I switched software, and the pop-ups aren't as easy in the software, so I never ported Larry Localucha over.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, I miss him. I miss him a lot. Beverly, we didn't plan any excursions or specialty dining for a celebrity cruise. Are we missing out? Should we try to reserve now? Just 2.5 weeks to go. I don't know. I mean, celebrity has a pretty good main dining room. You know, it depends. Like, specialty is one of those weird things. Like, sometimes I'm on the fence. Like, do I want to spend extra money when I've already paid for food? You might have a mind-blowing experience, but you might have just, the food. You're on the Summit. I don't know if the Summit has the French bistro, like the newer ships, but I don't think, see how you feel when you get on board. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Now, Margot has a question. She's taken the Amtrak from Tampa to Miami, which you've done.
Yep.
On Friday. So, should she pack a lunch, or is there decent food on the train?
There was a food car. They gave me lunch. I had the roomette or something like that. It was fine, but I'm a fat kid, so I'd say pack a lunch. You got both.
There's nothing wrong with packing a lunch.
You got both, man. You got options. You pack a lunch, you got options. Donald Brent, thank you so much for the super chat. Cruising on Emerald Princess in early May 2024. Any must-do excursions Eastern Caribbean that you would do? What's in Eastern? St. Thomas in Eastern? I haven't spent a lot of time in Aruba and Curacao and those places, but if you go to St. Martin, go to St. Thomas. I would say if you go to St. Martin, I would take that, St. Thomas, I would go to Magens Bay. That's famous. And then I would also go and take the cable car to that spot where you can overlook it depends how much you love cruise ships. I love taking that cable car up and looking at the cruise ships. And then probably the best fun I had in St. Martin is I did the ATVs with Don, which included a stop to Maho Beach. Some people say Maho's overrated, but it was really cool to stand on the beach and see those planes fly in close. Those are a couple that I would try.
What was the name of the hotel that we stayed at in Seattle? Was it Edgewater?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Question, have we ever swam with pigs? If you haven't, would you for an excursion? I don't think I have any desire to swim with pigs, but I know it's a novel thing. Like, people seem to dig it. But yeah, I prefer to eat my pigs at breakfast.
Like, I have a hard time just touching the stingrays in the water.
Couldn't imagine swimming with the pigs.
No.
Yeah. Secretary Weber Davis in Facebook. Thank you so much for the super sticker.
Yes.
George London question. Hello, T and Jenny B. Sailing Carnival Freedom at spring break, hitting Amber Cove and Grand Turk. What's a must-see at each port? Thanks for the videos. We don't, we're not really good people to ask the must-sees at Caribbean ports because I don't like being out in the sun. So I don't really favor the Caribbean ports. And Jenny B doesn't get off to go to the Caribbean ports that much. It's not her kind of thing. So I don't know. I think in Grand Turk is the Margaritaville, which has a wave runner and a pool and a beach. I got off there. Jack Shack. They used to have a dog there, but I don't know. Any aficionados of these Caribbean islands? What would you recommend? I would say stay on the ship and then stay up late and gamble all night. That's normally what our cruise looks like. So I don't know. I want to swim with stingrays and pigs when they're battling each other with lasers. I don't think they have that, but that's what I would go for. Question from Gayla. Cruising Alaska on Holland America. I've never done it. We've never done it, but they have a great reputation. They've been doing Alaska for 50 years. Right. Had a good time on Holland America. I think it would probably be a good time. I say yes. Yeah, John. So I had the roomette. I did have a meal. It was pretty good.
The Uber cruiser is in, and did he hear his name in vain?
That's right, Ian. Didn't you stay at the haunted place in Long Beach, the Queen Mary? Did you stay there? Somebody was asking about you specifically staying there.
Yes.
They said, "What about that guy Ian from Sydney, Australia? That Sydney cider, eating beetroot on his hamburgers."
Tess. So she said, yes, that dog at Jack's was awesome. The one time I was there, I can't see.
It swam
out
50
like
yards.
50 yards. Wow, to retrieve a.
Yeah, that dog. I think he passed away sadly.
Yeah.
Question: did you book any travel today? Any good deals? Did you book any travel today, Jenny B? For anybody?
I booked a few different cruises. Yes. I really didn't. I mean, a lot of times when we have like a corporate group in or loyalty, like that is a better deal than like a Cyber Monday. Is it Cyber Monday or Cyber Friday? I don't know. They just keep continuing the sales. So
the wolf spiders. Go watch today's news show. It was all about the wolf spiders.
Don't do it. But please watch it.
Cruiser got bit by a wolf spider and it put a baby in him. So yeah. It's crazy. It was crazy.
It is crazy.
Ian said the Queen Mary, yes, it was good, a bit pricey, but as a one-off, it was worth it. What did you see any ghosts, though? Was it haunted? Did you see a Bigfoot? What happened? We've never been to Iceland or Greenland, both on the bucket list.
Yes.
Iceland and Greenland.
Thanks, Dave and Brandy. So in Amber Cove, they did an awesome catamaran snorkeling. In Grand Turk, they normally go to Jack Shack. Yeah, it was Tofa.
Lindy Lou had trouble finding a slot machine on the Panorama.
Well, listen. On the Celebration, they had, it was like a slot tournament. But that casino was always packed. Like, I was in there for maybe 2 hours the whole cruise.
Yeah, I gambled one session on the Celebration and just played blackjack for like an hour.
Yeah, I don't like that casino. Like the seats are very heavy, uncomfortable, and yeah, it's not the nicest casino.
Simon, we stayed at a Residence Inn fairly close to the port of Long Beach. I don't remember what part of town, but it was like within 10 minutes of the port. Mm-hmm. Question, would you do Discovery Princess or NCL Bliss out of LA with 20-something children?
NCL Bliss.
Yep. I agree. $1 million slot. Somebody won $500,000 on that Celebration cruise.
Yeah.
All right, guys. One last ask. We need 200 more likes to get to 1,000. So if you haven't hit the like button, please do that. A lot of great questions tonight. Hopefully we answered your question. If we didn't, we apologize. Nothing personal. But thanks, everybody, for coming out. We're 4 days away from our cruise. We're pretty much ready to go. And, yeah, other than getting some work done before the week is over, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. All right. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the Cruise Day Night Live. My name's Tony.
And I'm Jenny.
We are La Lido Loca. And until the next time,
we'll see you on the Lido.
We'll see you on the Lido.
Bye.
Bye.